Hi everybody, it's Richard and I'm back for another video, and I'm back today to talk about somebody that I never thought I would make a video about, but everybody's talking about it, everybody's still talking about it over a week later. So I figured, what the hell, I might as well put my 2 cents in and say what I think about this, and that is Taylor Swift and her wedding and how absurd her wedding was. Now, I don't usually talk about Taylor Swift. My thing with Taylor Swift is I do like a lot of Taylor Swift's early music. I do like a lot of Taylor Swift's early music when she did country. But she really lost me. I do like a lot of her country music, I'm not gonna lie. But she really lost me when she went pop, and I just totally lost interest in it. The last song she did that I actually can say I really actually enjoyed, really liked, was Shake It Off. That was the last one she did that I really actually enjoyed. I haven't really listened to any of her new albums or anything. I don't hate her. I just kind of get annoyed with how everybody talks about her so much now, how we hear about her so much. But this wedding was just absolutely insane. I mean, first of all, she had her wedding at Madison Square Garden. Now, who has their wedding at Madison Square Garden at a freaking arena? I wouldn't want to have my wedding at Madison Square Garden. If I had all the money in the world, Taylor Swift is a billionaire. If I had all the money in the world, Madison Square Garden would be the last place I would think to have my wedding. I mean, that's just great. I think that just sounds crazy. And they literally had to shut one of the train stations down for this damn wedding. And local businesses had to be shut down for this thing. Imagine if some people work on the weekends. Like I said, businesses were shut down because of this thing. This thing was on was it a Saturday? No, because it was Friday. Because the 4th of July was on a Saturday, I think. That was July 3rd. So it was on a Friday. So it was actually a weekday. So people work on Fridays. Imagine if you're going to work and everything's messed up and there's all kind of traffic and everything is messed up because of this damn wedding. Or if you're going somewhere you really need to go, or if you have an appointment and you can't get there because of this damn thing. Everything was so messed up and everything was so backed up because of this wedding. And then they had tents everywhere so people couldn't actually see the celebrities and take pictures and get photos of the celebrities. There were tents everywhere. This thing was absolutely insane, and it must have turned New York upside down. I mean, the insanity of this thing, I just don't get it. Like I said, you could be married anywhere. You have so much money, you're a billionaire. You choose to get married at Madison Square Garden, and it's also the day before the 4th of July. What? I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. And also, now, I know that musicians and celebrities have egos. I know Paul McCartney has an ego. Paul McCartney's my hero. He has an ego. I know he has an ego. But Taylor Swift chose to go down the aisle to her own damn song. What kind of ego do you have to go down the aisle to your own song? I don't even think Paul McCartney did that. I may be wrong, but I don't think Paul McCartney went down the aisle to his own music. I don't know of any artist that went down the aisle when they got married to their own song. I just don't get that. I don't get that ego. Like I said, I know all musicians have some sort of ego, but going down the aisle when you're getting married to your own song, I just don't get it. And Travis Kelce, too. Don't get me started on Travis Kelce. I am not a fan of him. I think he is one of the most arrogant, obnoxious people in sports. So I am not a fan of Travis Kelce at all. I don't like Travis Kelce. Now, the only thing from this wedding that I did actually want to see was Paul McCartney performed the iconic Beatles classic, I Want to Hold Your, the iconic Beatles 1963, I think it is, classic, I Want to Hold Your Hand, which he's never performed before as a solo artist. The last time he performed this was with the Beatles in 1964. He's never performed I Want to Hold Your Hand by himself. And he also did I Saw Her Standing There, but I really don't care as much about that one because I've seen him perform I Saw Her Standing There a bunch of times. But, he did I Want to Hold Your Hand, so I would love to see that performance. But we're not going to see it because Taylor Swift took everybody's phones away from them. She made everybody give their phones give their phones. I don't know if they gave them to her or the people that worked at the venue or whatever, but she made everybody turn their phones in so that none of this could be recorded. So the only way we'll ever see Paul McCartney perform I Want to Hold Your Hand, I don't think he's going to take that out on tour. When he goes back on tour, I don't think he's going to take that on tour with him. The only way we'll ever get to see that performance is if Taylor Swift puts it out there. Stevie Nicks also performed, which I would love to see too. Everybody knows I love Stevie Nicks. She's my girl. I love her. So I would love to see Stevie Nicks' performance. But again, we won't see that. We won't see that either unless Taylor puts it out there. Not only did she take everybody's phones away, she made people sign a non-disclosure agreement. She made them sign a non-disclosure agreement. I mean, this is just, you can't make this up. This is just, I've never seen anything like this. This is just insane to me. It's just insane. And now I'm going to play a little bit of YouTuber's video who I like. I do watch her videos sometimes, Ready to Glare. I'm going to play some of her video, and I'm going to react to it here in this video.
Any pizza, any toppings,
about
$9.99.
Taylor Swift's wedding.
Grainger is a great resource for us because we know that when we need something quick.
Away. Nobody asked for your music review, Julia, so I don't know why we're going there.
So here we go.
There's been a lot of discourse about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and their wedding at Madison Square Garden. Initially, I wasn't going to say all that much because...
Yeah, I wasn't planning to do a video about this either, but then it just, everybody's talking about it, so I figured, what the hell.
Most writes itself. It's, to some extent, obvious, right? What do we think about someone renting out Madison Square Garden to have a wedding? There are a lot of things there that aren't necessarily problematic as much as they're tacky.
Well, I disagree. I do think it is problematic. I do disagree with you there. Because I do think it is problematic because, like I said, this backed everything up. This was insane. I mean, the traffic and all the businesses shut down. And so I do kind of think it was a problem.
Unimaginative and boring.
But I agree with you.
A bunch of other things, right? I will say I am not a fan overall of the celebrity weddings that get in the way of people's lives. Now, Madison Square Garden may
Exactly. What did I just say? Exactly. Thank you. What did I just say?
Be different because, again, it's inside an enclosed space as opposed to, I don't know, renting out an entire piazza in Venice. Shit like that, I'm not a huge fan of, mainly because you have not unlimited amounts of money, but massive amounts of money.
She's a billionaire. She has unlimited amounts of money.
Once upon a time, songs like Love Story, which is supposedly what she walked down the aisle to, which, walking down the aisle...
Okay, I'll admit, I do like that song, Love Story. I do like that song, Love Story. I will admit it. I like the song Love Story. Like I said, I like her early stuff, her country stuff, and that's one of my favorites from her Love Story. But still, I can't believe she walked down the aisle to that.
So crazy. But anyway, you could have rented a real castle somewhere, right? So
Yeah,
it's
for
more the
for all
question
this
about
money,
kind of
for
judging-
all this money, I mean, she rented a castle. She could have rented a castle with the money she had. Instead, she chose to have her wedding at Madison Square Garden.
you for choosing Madison Square Garden of all the places you could have chosen, but especially during the World Cup season, it just seems kind of like a
I totally forgot about the World Cup too. You got that shit going on too.
nuisance. And for what? Obviously, there are more things to be said about the wedding. However, there's an article I found on Daily Mail Plus. Did you know that was a thing? You can pay for Trash Plus, basically. And did I pay for Trash Plus? Yes, because I'm nosy and I wanted to know what was going on because there's an exclusive. So we're going to go over that. Mainly because I saw that one of my least favorite people, I'm pretty sure on planet Earth, Lena Dunham, said some shit. Speech might be a little overkill, a little bit too much credit. But she said some stuff there.
Now, I don't know who this Lena Dunham person is, but apparently she must have said something really inappropriate and bad in her speech. I didn't see what she said, but here, I'll watch it now.
I think as a whole, the concept of having your wedding at Madison Square Garden, and then having Lena Dunham of all the people in the world that you could have is a choice. So, anyway, enough of me blabbing, let's just talk. God help us. Lena Dunham leaves Taylor Swift wedding guests gasping with shockingly rude dinner speech after taking microphone as world-famous celeb is dramatically turned away. Insiders leak outrageous MSG gossip. Taylor Swift and her new husband, Travis Kelce, may have just pulled off one of the most star-studded weddings in modern history. But if there's one thing more dazzling than the...
I'll give it that. It was one of the most star-studded weddings in history. I mean, everybody was there. Everybody.
A-list guests, it's the gossip already spilling out from behind closed doors. While Friday night's blockbuster bash at New York's Madison Square Garden was the headline event, insiders tell the Daily Mail it was Thursday's more intimate gathering where the real drama unfolded, with enough A-list gossip to keep Hollywood talking long after the last champagne glass was emptied. And, according to one impeccably placed insider, the happy couple certainly didn't cut corners. Inside Madison Square Garden's smaller theater, guests were treated to a setting on Thursday night that had been utterly transformed into an unrecognizably plush room. Super posh, said our source. You couldn't tell it was Madison Square Garden. The lavish makeover came after days of feverish construction at the famous venue, with truckloads of towering trees, decorative shrubbery, luxury furnishing, and endless fresh flowers disappearing behind black privacy screens. I'm completely aware that what I'm about
Oh my God.
to say is by no means the center focus or whatever. Again, it's just so crazy to me that they didn't just rent a place that already had a lot of the things they were bringing in. As if
she could have had her wedding anywhere. But she chose Madison Square Garden.
Flowers growing. Like I said prior, you could rent a castle. You could do so many things in an actual venue that even is
She could have rented a literal castle.
maybe historical, that's been there for ages. Like, you could really have a fun, almost cultural moment in that way. And you chose to do it at Madison Square Garden.
I agree 100% with her.
I'm shocked about that. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm ever going to get over choosing that. And granted, I'm sure that there are maybe logistical reasons for that, but nonetheless,
I don't see what a logistical reason for. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see what a logistical reason to have your wedding at Madison Square Garden is.
and again, even if I were a celebrity of that caliber, I would never
That's the
have
thing, too.
a wedding in a stadium or a massive wedding. I feel like
If I was Taylor Swift's a billionaire. If I was a big, huge celebrity and I was a literal billionaire and I had that money, I wouldn't have my wedding in an arena. Like, why would you choose? You've got enough money to go anywhere. Like she said, you could have had your wedding in a literal castle. Like, what? Why Madison Square Garden? I just don't get it. And then that messed the local people. I just don't get it.
Level of fame that Taylor Swift has, I'd want something far more intimate. I mean, my own wedding only had like 30 people. So the article included a few pictures, one of which is this picture of Lena Dunham's outfit.
Now, I don't know who this Lena Dunham person is. I've never heard of her, but apparently she must have said something really inappropriate the night before the wedding.
I have nothing nice to say, so I'm just going to move on.
Yeah, I don't know.
The guest list that stretched to 1,000 people across the multi-day extravaganza, Thursday's gathering gave the couple's closest friends and family a chance to celebrate before Friday's main event. According to our mole, there were, quote, lots of speeches throughout the evening, with both bride and groom taking on MC duties. In an adorable personal touch, Kelsey introduced Swift's nearest and dearest before they addressed the room, while the pop superstar returned the favor by welcoming his closest friends to the microphone. But if anyone stole the show, it was one of Swift's oldest friends. If I'm going to judge Taylor Swift for something in this entire wedding thing, I think Lena Dunham being one of her oldest friends is probably what I think most judgment worthy, to be quite frank. My main issue with Lena Dunham is I find her very, very annoying. I find her very unlikable. However, most of that can be swept aside. It's not important. She's not going to lose sleep over someone she doesn't know disliking her, right? However, what I will say is, if you don't know, my main gripe with Lena Dunham is the fact that, I can't remember in which book it was, Not That Kind of Girl, I think it was. Anyway, she wrote about how when she was a kid, she would insert rocks in her sister's vagina and basically ask her sister to kiss her, if I recall correctly.
What? What the hell? Okay, I don't like Lena Dunham either. I don't like her either. I don't know her, but I don't like her either now.
I'll put something down here. I'll also put a link. This is all confirmed stuff. These are not allegations. I think that's weirdo shit to do.
Yes.
Now, granted, when you're a child, you do plenty of weird things, especially when you're in an exploratory phase and trying to understand, like, why your body's like this and whatever. And that's one thing. And we can also talk about the fact that even if you're a child, there is such a thing as crossing some very clear boundaries.
Yeah, there. Okay, I don't like this Lena Dunham person. I don't like her either.
I've read some stuff about that I can also link down below, but I'm not really commenting on what she did as a child, though I feel like that's already questionable, putting rocks in your sister's vagina. I think that's questionable, but beyond that, it's the fact that you decided to write about it as if it's this ha-ha he-he thing, which I just don't really think it is. And
did she write? Did she put that in this speech that she gave at the night before the wedding? What the hell?
I don't know what the whole thing is. I would not be okay with someone writing that about me, even if it were my sibling.
Oh no, she must have wrote it in a book.
Like this weird, endearing story.
Yeah, no, I would not be okay with that. No.
There is a lot of talk about her being this generation's voice, which, to be quite frank, I want to stay so far away from that.
Okay, we're just talking about this now. Let's get back to
stupid trends, lack of attention span, lack of consideration, speeches. Because as much as it's funny, maybe in the moment, and that's me giving a lot of leeway because I don't think it's funny. I think it's inappropriate even in the moment.
Yeah, it's inappropriate.
Look back at your wedding and have beautiful speeches that brought people to tears, not some fuck-ass joke that's inappropriate and that honestly would make me pause for a second like, oh, this is awkward now. But
yeah, again, I agree.
This isn't a wedding in a church where someone in church made this speech that was completely inappropriate. Granted, it's a wedding at Madison Square Garden, so I guess all bets are off in terms of what's appropriate or not. But I was pretty aghast when I saw that, and that's on decorum. We just collectively forgot what that is, I guess. The crude line instantly became one of the night's biggest talking points, with our insiders saying the joke drew a divided response of gasps and laughs from gathered guests. And while the joke may have raised a few eyebrows, one person was clearly delighted. According to our insider, Swift immediately declared Dunham a genius after her speech.
Oh.
So Taylor Swift.
So
the
Taylor
one whose
Swift was
lyrics are
okay.
basically
That's kind of that
the
surprises
word
me a
hard.
little bit. Oh, I don't like that.
bar at the end of every line, that person is telling another writer that she's a genius. Okay. The two women have been close friends for more than a decade, with Dunham frequently defending Swift publicly and the singer serving as a bridesmaid at the actress' own wedding in 2021. I really had no idea that they were that close. I never.
Okay,
saw
so this
pictures
Lena
of them
Dunham
together,
person
but
must be an actress. I've never heard of her, but what I've learned from this video, I don't want to know who she is.
don't really keep close tabs, but the internet does have a way of feeding me info about the people I really, really don't want to see. So, kind of surprised I had no idea. But not every conversation during the evening centered on speeches. Away from the microphones, another juicy tidbit quietly spread through the room, and it involved someone who wasn't there. According to a second insider, a household name celebrity had privately asked for an invitation before the wedding, only to be politely turned down. Ouch.
Whoa! She turned somebody down.
A closely guarded secret, but the Daily Mail can confirm that the name would spark feverish chatter across Hollywood. Wow, Daily Mail. If you're promising me that it would cause feverish chatter across Hollywood,
Yeah, now I want to know who it was that she would turn down to come to her wedding.
then I am shocked, flabbergasted. Wow, that's so crazy.
But yeah, I think I get the gist of what she's saying here. I mean, I just can't believe the absurdity of this wedding, like messing the businesses up for the day, shutting the train station down, messing people up that are traveling and they're traveling. It just having your wedding at Madison Square Garden and going down the aisle to your own damn song. I just don't know anybody who has that big an ego. I don't. So I just thought I would put my 2 cents in about Taylor Swift's wedding. Let me know what you think in the comments. If this is your first time over here, please hit the like and subscribe button. And please hit the notification bell so you always know when I do a new video or I do when I do a new video or I do a live stream. Until next time, remember, peace and love. Peace and love is the only way.